Hello everyone, this is Dylan from the TriniGardener channel and I'm so excited for this video and I'm so happy that you joined in. I'm going to be doing a garden update slash garden tour of what's going on in this garden here. I'm really excited that you made it for this one. I hope that you like it. Stay tuned. So we're going to start off right behind me with the okra that is producing just magnificently. I am so proud. These okra, I have to say, they make me so proud every day because they produce so well, and I'm actually going to show you all. Okay, so I want to give you a reference. So I'm 5'10", and these okra, I have to just extend my hand and I have to probably tiptoe to get to the very top. So this tree is definitely around 7 feet tall, and it's grown directly in this not great soil. I did dig it probably a few inches down and put some compost in there in the growing holes, so that would have helped definitely give it a head start, but I have no complaints. This is the deer horn variety, also known as the cattle horn okra, and it produces so well. Let me show you how big these okra get, right? Okra or okra, I know some of you call it okra, right? This is probably 14 inches, not even kidding. And it's not hard. Like this size, normally when you see an okra this size, almost any other variety, if you see an okra that size, like I actually have a case of that over there, normally it's gotten hard, so it's not really going to be good. It's going to be really slimy, just not the best to eat. But these get huge and they're so soft and they're not slimy on the inside. Perfect for soup, perfect for frying roti and fry okra. Let's count them. One, there's one good one here. One, there's one there that I'm not going to pick already yet. So there's one, two, on this tree here now, 3, 4, right? And I have another tree over there. That's just another cattle horn okra. So this is 5, this is 6 over here, and then I have another tree over there, but the tree over there is a different variety. I'm not sure what the other variety is, but these 6 okra alone is dinner for 3 people, easy. Okay, so that's it for the okra. I'm going to show you some of the okra that I have planted in the ground, right? That is coming up here. So not everything is perfect in this garden. This okra has, gone through a bit of a hard time. There were some pests attacking it, right? So the leaves have gotten a little bit beaten up. Plus, there's been a lot of rain, which generally is not a huge issue. It's just that it takes, for some reason, this hole there, it just takes a while for it to drain out. And why I say for some reason, because right here we have another okra that was planted same time with this, exact same size. Both of them were planted the same time. Just look at how well this one is coming up. It's so, the leaves are so huge, right? And it's so tiny. I think that probably by the time it's this this high, we'll probably start getting some okras from this tree here. It's doing so well, even in just not the best soil. It's such an amazing food to be growing. Here we have 2 other okra, right? Now these, as opposed to the last 2 that I showed you, these I set them from seed. So I had them growing from seed, and then I transplanted them here in just not the best soil, but I just needed somewhere to put them. I just put them here and they are coming up. They're not doing as well as the other 2, but I believe that these 2 are a different variety. Here we have my pepper bed. I'm hoping that these peppers, if I time them correctly, I'm going to get them in time for Diwali, right? If not Diwali, closer down, and hopefully I get from Diwali and production until December into the Christmas time. All right, so what we have here, we have a Maruga red, we have a pimento, right? We have a yellow pepper, right? And we have a jalapeno growing here. Now this tree that's falling over and I'm fully neglecting, and I'm fully aware that I'm neglecting this tree. This pepper tree I planted probably 7 months ago, and it never produced. I was about to pull out this pepper tree here, and all of a sudden, as if it knew I was coming to pull it out, it started producing for me. It's actually crazy. I really do believe that it knew I was coming to just get rid of him, right? The birds have been helping themselves to the pepper as well, which is fine. So as I was about to pull this tree out, so that I can get my transplants in, right? The tree started to produce. So I haven't pulled it out yet. I do want to pull it out because I much rather have new transplants coming up and plant something, new and upcoming in that spot there. But I don't want to just discard all this good fruit from the tree. So I am using it. And I don't want this tree to start, out competing these little babies here for nutrients and, water and all of that. So here I have some peppers that I put into the ground here. This pepper, believe it or not, is growing out of a brick. Literally, as you can see, they're coming from a brick itself. I never planted this pepper. It's a volunteer plant that just popped up and we got peppers from this. I don't see any flowers on it right now. Oh, but there we have a little pepper on it. There we can see there. Yeah, hot pepper, really good 7-pot pepper, right? Really hot. Right here we have another 7-pot. Very hot pepper. These have been getting some leaf curls, so this is one of the challenges that we've had, especially with the rain coming in. But I'm expecting more peppers from there. Here we have my cherry peppers, right? Really hot. Like just one of these. The birds have actually been stealing a lot of this produce, but just one of this in a soup or anything like that, a burst is literally like a small bomb of flavor that you have to prepare yourself for. Right here we have some more peppers planted in the ground, right? They have been producing, right? We recently harvested from them, but we do have some flowers coming in here. So once everything goes well, we should have more peppers from here within the month. I want to show you another okra that we have so that you can see the other variety of okra that I have growing here. This was a plant given to me by one of my friends. I'm not sure what the variety is, but it does get big. The problem is that once it gets this big, this is a mistake. It should never get so big. I should have picked this a bit earlier. Once I get this big, it's normally hard and slimy. So if you ever wondered how you can tell, you just go to the tip here, right, and you basically snap off this tip. If you can't snap it off properly, then it's good, it's still fine. If it's difficult to come off, then and it's kind of sort of like stretchy, then that means that it's gotten hard and it's not going to be good. All right, so let's see. Up. Yeah, see that it's not coming off well at all. It's really stretchy. That means that I left this on for too long. I wasn't here around, right? So that's why that happened. So it gets this big, but it's not good. So basically you shouldn't leave it to get so big, and that's the truth with a lot of your peppers, a lot of your okras, right? So look at this one here. Look at the size difference, right? And I'm just going to try this one. Yeah, okay, so this one comes off, right, pretty easily. So basically this one is good, but I would say this is like the limit. Once it gets to this point here, definitely I should pick this one, and I'm going to pick this one today. You don't want it to get too big, and that's the case with a lot of okras. But the cattle horn that I just showed you, that's the exception, because that can get really big, and it gets big really quickly. And it's still soft, still good, still perfect. I'm actually going to give you all a small test and show you just how good it is still. Okay, so look at how nice and big this one is here. This is one of the cattle horn, right? And look at the tip of it. Completely broken off without any problems at all. So that's how you know that this one is perfect for eating, right? It's going to be nice and soft, and that this here it's just a little test so that this is not going to be slimy, it's not going to be woody at all. It's going to be nice and soft and delicious. Okay, moving on to just a few heads of corn that I planted. I did like 8 holes of corn. Only 5 of them came up, right? And we have a little bit of corn for the first time in this backyard here, right? So we got some corn coming up here. This is the Canadian sweet corn. We have a small one over there coming up, right? And it's not a lot, but it really for me was just a test to see if we could grow corn in this backyard. It's not the best backyard, as I've said multiple times, but just the fact that we can get you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 corn here, and hopefully more. That's a good sign. I'm really happy about that. Okay, so moving on to my container tomatoes, right? So these are all in buckets here. So we just harvested a few from here, right? But we do have some, right? So this tree is at the end of its life. It's going to produce these and just be done, right? But we're still happy for these tomatoes here. Hopefully we get them to ripe before the tree dies, right? There's been a lot of rain, and also this tree has been producing for about a month now. It wasn't a huge producer. I think we probably got maybe like 3 pounds of tomatoes from this tree here, and to be honest, that's a win in my book because it's not big tomatoes. So if we've gotten something from it, I'm really happy. This variety here, I believe this is the hybrid 535 if I'm not mistaken. I'm happy to be corrected if anyone knows better. But this tree has been producing so well. We've already harvested about 3 pounds of tomatoes from here, and literally it's come back with a vengeance, and it's just producing so well. I have another tomato here that's growing. This one did not produce as well as I expected. Basically we only got 1 tomato, but again, any harvest is a good harvest, and you should be thankful for every bit you get from nature, especially when you're growing organically. All right, so let me see if I can untangle this with one hand. The birds here do not play, so that's why I cover up these tomatoes. All right, okay, so this here is a Cherokee purple, which you would have seen on my heirloom tomato video, right? And just one came out from this tree here. There are some flowers here coming out, so maybe, you know, fingers crossed, we'll get some more Cherokee purple. For now, we just have this one here, which we are thankful for, and we're going to be picking this one today. All right, so Cherokee purple. As we're over here, I'm just going to show you the carrots. Right, so I have some carrots. And yes, you can grow carrots in Trinidad, and you can grow carrots in a bucket as well. No problem whatsoever. Carrot growing guide coming to you in a few weeks. All right. So when we do the harvesting for here, I will definitely show you guys how we harvest these carrots. I think these probably need about 6 weeks again. Here we have some pimento peppers that you would have seen in my raised bed video. Right, these trees are really old. I planted these trees in this raised bed here about 7 months ago, and they have had issues. As you can see, a lot of the foliage has dropped off, right? But we still have a crop of pimentos coming up here. It's actually really impressive that they have been producing still. We still have pimentos on here, right? In this raised bed, we also have some seasoning. We have some bandania, shadow benny. We have some parsley over there. We have some kale over here, and we've got some celery over there. Right, you can do so much with a raised bed, and you definitely don't have the weed issues that we have in growing in the ground. Right, in the ground you can see just almost overrun with weeds. Have to take care of that. But the raised bed, you barely have any weeds, and there are some weeds here that I have been neglecting just because I can come in here within like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, completely weedless. So I kind of neglect it sometimes, which is not good obviously, but yeah, it is what it is. Here I have some pimentos in a bucket as well. This one is actually growing really funny because it kind of forms like this little ball pimento, which is cool, right? It's good to have variety. Again, I planted these same time over here, so about 7 months now in this bucket here. I know that these can come back year after year, but I don't think I'm going to leave them because they're just not producing as well as I'd like them to. They are producing, not that they aren't. It's just that I think that I'd rather have a new tree, new exciting younger tree coming up here, right? Here hello Mr. Lizard. We have some more pimentos over here in this bucket, right? Producing, you know, fine, right? Well enough. It's producing well enough. It's just that, you know, sometimes it's good to have variety, and you know, planting over, you know, the entire excitement of planting is, you know, is really good. But guys, look at the just a nice deep red of this pimento pepper here. It's so cool growing these, and these are never out of season. You know, we always use them in cooking, seasoning. Just it's really good, right? Here I have some container lettuce, right? You've seen these in my videos. We have some Eden lettuce and some butter crunch lettuce over there. This here is my cut and come again lettuce, right? That's having a hard time coming again, right? The weather has not been giving us the best, but it is coming. It is coming. All right. So basically, I've harvested from these lettuce 3 times, completely cut them down 3 times, and this is the 3rd time that they're supposed to come back up. They are coming back up, but slowly. All right, slowly. But you know, that's the idea. It will slow down, but you're still going to get something. All right. Here I have some seeds, right? My seed trays. Okay. Here we have some more pimentos, right? These did not produce when I expected them to produce. They started to produce really, really late. But we do have some pimentos here now, and we're so excited about this that you know, even though they didn't come in at the time that we expected them to come in, that the fact that we can get pimentos here is such a gift. We're so happy to have pimentos on this tree here, right? These we also planted like 7 months ago, and they didn't produce. You know, they didn't produce when we were expecting them to, but they're producing now. And to be honest, just over the moon with this pimento tree here. Like, actually, if you can look at how big this tree is, it's such a huge tree, which is why we're so surprised that it didn't produce. But it was taking its time, and you know, don't rush nature. Nature is going to do it. Here we have some chili peppers, right? The cayenne pepper, right? I don't actually like these, but my mom says it's good for her heart, so growing these to my mom. There you go. We harvested quite a lot from these recently, and we have some more flowers and some more buds coming, so happy about that. And I'm going to finish up with the star of the show. If you remember from my Transforming Your Soil 2-part series, right, and also, you know, sort of a tomato growing guide as well, these are the tomatoes that I planted in the soil that I replaced from here, the terrible soil that was full of just rubble, right? Look at these tomatoes. These are all the original tomatoes that I planted in here, except for 2 that were broken down by my dog, so I had to, you know, replace them with new transplants. But if you look at how they're doing here, you know, I have no words. It's producing. We have flowers, we have small tomatoes. This is 008 tomato, right? So good for marinara, tomato choker, right? And they're coming. We have tomatoes growing here. This is not the 008, this is one of the transplants. So this is one of the black vernissage heirloom tomatoes, right? This one actually has a really cool story that I'll be doing an entire video about just this plant here, because this plant does so well. When I tell you all how I planted this plant, half of you aren't going to believe me, and the other half, you're just going to want me to show you how I did it. All right, so really, really excited about this little small, not a full bed, but basically a row of tomatoes. I'm really hoping that they pull through, they survive the weather, right? And you know, we have some tomatoes, yeah, which we already do. We do have some tomatoes, as you can see, but hoping for big harvest. And definitely I'll bring you all along when we're doing the harvest video for these tomatoes here, because you all were with me from the very start of this project here, from when this soil, we removed the bad soil, we fixed it, put back in good soil, planted these. You all were here for every single step, and I'm glad that I can give you all this update here. Really happy to be able to show you all what's happened with these tomatoes that we planted. That's all for today, finishing up right where we started by this okra here. Remember that if you want to follow us on Instagram, feel free to do so at TheTriniGardener. Even tag us there when you post nice pictures of your garden. We're so excited when people say, you know, we've had this nice harvest of, you know, whatever you're growing. It's always cool. It doesn't matter how big or how small your harvest is. We're really happy to see it and support you in your growing. Remember, we have a lot more videos, growing guides, just do DIY projects, how to make a raised bed, how to make pesticides, insecticides. So check out the other videos, share the videos with a friend to get them out there, get them growing, get them, you know, into the entire community of gardening, and gardening organically, right, and ethically as well. Remember, this has been Dylan with the TriniGardener channel, reminding you to get up and get growing. Take care.